man. So let's just go boom. We drafted to the league, man. What's the first thing when you know you're gonna play in the NBA? What's the first thing to go through your mind?
I gotta check Dwayne Wade. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like that's a real thought. Like my first game was against Dwayne Wade. Like my very first game.
Tell me a little bit about that, man. Did you start?
I didn't start. So this was my first game. Well, when I got drafted and Vince Carter was playing the position that I played too. So when I came in, it was like, man, I'm playing with Vince Carter too, you know. But not only that, like I got to check D Wade. We got Melo. It was like it became serious. You feel me? So when I first got drafted, I was still focused on being great. Like, man, I don't want to just be another NBA nigga. I want to make sure somebody can be like, that nigga my favorite player.
Yeah.
I love him, you know? So, like with anything, I just attacked everything from a work ethic standpoint. I just got in the gym. And my rookie year, I was hurt and I averaged like 5 points, but at the end of the year, I started hooping. They started letting me hoop. We weren't in the playoffs, and when you're not in the playoffs and you're not like in contention for the playoffs, the coach started playing the young guys. So when I started playing, I started getting busy. You feel me? And because I started getting busy, they felt comfortable enough to trade Vince the next year. But they were also trying to get LeBron. You know what I mean? They were trying to clear cap space and get LeBron. That's a part of the story. That's where shit get funny. That's where Supreme come from. Like niggas starting to see the business, niggas pushing buttons on me. I ain't like the way that felt. Nigga being able to call me and be like, yo, we want you to go to Milwaukee or you getting traded. It was like, I ain't like none of that shit.
Yes, sir. So tell me, just explain Supreme to me. Like, you know, you say it came from the business side of sports. Where did that come from? Just name yourself.
Well, I reclaimed my nationality. So when you reclaim your nationality, you correct your name. So I'm a Moor, so that's my nationality. So a nationality is like German, Puerto Rican, you feel me? Only people on the North American land call themselves by adjectives, you feel me? Black and white. Them not racist, you're not even politically correct when you start naming yourself or having a title that's an adjective. Don't nobody else do that. So when I was in the league, I played with so many European players and they had nationalities, you feel me? Hito Turkoglu, he was Turkish. And them niggas would be like, what is black, you feel me? What is black, what is white? Like, they didn't understand that. And when you correct your name, you get to choose your name like Muhammad Ali, you feel me? We're both Muslim, you need. So the name correction just came from maturity, me realizing my history and me getting back to my true self. Because when you rolling around and you not politically correct, you politically dead in the eyes of the law, you don't have no motherfucking rights or nothing. So that's why niggas be getting shot, you feel me, by police and shit and nothing happen. Cause you don't got no rights. You an adjective, nigga. You know what I mean? So it's important for people to know like why I did it, because motherfuckers was trying to make me seem crazy. That's why I'm gonna get $1 billion on these niggas, dog. You know, I'm smart.
I know you were saying, man, they try to make you seem like you was crazy. What do you mean by that?
I mean, I retired in my 20s, you feel me? I corrected my name. At the time, having colored hair and all that shit wasn't popping. I started wearing short shorts and all that shit. You know, when you pioneering, they start trying to say you crazy and shit. But I kept it gangster through that shit. I can see the future, you know? Like, I got a vision. I can see 20 years from now. I knew what I was doing the whole time. But when you pioneering, you gotta weather them storms. You gotta weather them storms when niggas talking bad about you and saying you crazy and saying you fell off and shit. Them niggas don't know though, like, revenge run deep, nigga. Like, I'm gonna make you pay for that shit. You don't know me.
Tell me this, man. Okay, boom. So we gonna be you, dog. They gonna be you.
Real talk.
They ain't start wearing short shorts. It's you.
Exactly. Real talk.
So tell me that, man. Was it like You know what it reminded me of, bro? It reminded me of like that Michigan, like with the socks.
Mm-hmm. And the big shorts.
Everybody started doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like, what made you just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just do me?
I always been doing me. You know what I mean? But the short shorts really just came from a comfort place and trying to just make a change. Like I say, I could see years from now. That baggy shit, you know, it was time for a change, you dig?
Yeah.
Them niggas was barbarians before I came to the league, man. I civilized them niggas, no cap. I civilized them niggas, dog. Before I was wearing Balenciagas and shit, niggas was wearing the same Gucci, same Louis Vuitton, same big ass tailored pants and all that shit. Them niggas was barbarians, no cap.
Tell me this, man. What do you think you get your fashion sense and your style from?
Well, Detroit is fashion. And obviously, all my niggas, you can see all my niggas in here got designer on, you dig? In some way, some form of fashion. But we're a fashion city. And I'm a Detroit nigga at heart. At heart, I'm a Detroit nigga. But I'm also a rock star too. Like I'm cultured, I've been all over the world. I know how shit fit, I know what I like. I was able to wear the Balenciaga arenas because I was living in Italy for a year. And I lived next door to a Balenciaga store, you feel me? I lived next door to a Lamborghini store, so it was like, damn, I want a Lamborghini, you know what I'm saying? But it was my consciousness to be able to see it, to be cultured enough to be able to be like, this is my look, this is how I know. This is how I want to feel, this is how I know I'm fly. Yeah.
For sure. We're gonna stick on the league a little bit more.
For sure.
Anybody take you under their wing when you first came? Anybody that you connected with?
When I first came to the league, I had some good veterans. They ain't big names, but Keon Dooling. That's my nigga. I love Keon Dooling. He kept it real with me when I first got to the league. Bobby Simmons, Trent Hassel, kept it real with me. And when we used to play other teams, I just had respect from my peers, you know, like Jamal Crawford. I can name a bunch of niggas who be like, dog, we love your game, we love you. They don't say it publicly, but they just give me them roses. So it's many, you know. AI, when I got drafted, AI played for the Pistons.
Right.
And we played him and shit. And he was like, nigga, you the one. Like, you was one of the ones I used to watch when you was in college. I don't even watch college. And I was like, man, that's why I got money bags tatted on me. This his tattoo. You know what I'm saying? He don't even know this probably, but that little shit that he gave me then was like, dawg, that mean everything to me because I watched you when I was a kid. Like, damn, now I'm checking you and the coach telling me don't let him go right. You feel me? It's like surreal, my nigga. And he paved the way so much, I got the tat. And that's what I want young niggas to do with me. Tat DCTG on your shit, nigga. How many niggas you seen coming here with buzz downs, my nigga? How many niggas you seen coming here with the James Bond watch, nigga? Just me?
Yeah, that's you.
Period.
That's you.
Period.
All right, so tell me this, man. In the league, who do you think worked the most? I know you're a hard worker, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Who did you see work hard and you was like, yo, I admire him?
Kobe.
Yeah.
You know, I got to play with Kobe. I got to kick it with Kobe, you know, for a short time. And that nigga whole wave is just so inspiring. The nigga used to catch a helicopter, take a helicopter to practice and shit. Like landing on top of the, damn, what hotel was that? You remember the hotel he used to land at? I think Four Seasons or something. It was a helipad. The nigga used to land a plane, land a helicopter, and then he had like a Kobe suite in that Four Seasons and shit. He'd go and change and shit, and then he'd be at the practice facility at like 5 a.m. You know what I'm saying? And then still like ready for practice and then still getting some extra work. I learned a lot from that nigga, not just hooping, but I learned a lot about just work ethic and being tenacious, being crazy about life. My nigga told me during the playoffs, he don't talk to his family. And during the finals, he don't talk to his kids.
Really?
You dig? So I look at that as like, we gotta follow greatness. You feel me? I got babies right now too. They know daddy gotta be out in this world as first generation wealth to make sure that they good and they next generation good. And a part of that come from code. Like, I don't talk to my kids. It's like, I understood him. Like, it ain't nothing crazy about that. He ain't talking to his kids for the future. Now, he get all the time with his kids, you feel me? He got his rings, he got his trophies and MVPs and all that shit. So it's not about just what's in front of us. It's about that long term, that vision.
All right, so let's say, all right, so tell me, man, when was the breaking point? He was like, yo, I'm done with basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that. Walk me back to that.
That shit started feeling like my 9 to 5. You feel me? And I just felt that I was bigger than basketball, point blank, period. It got to the point in my career where I was waiting on other grown men to call me and be like, this what we got. You feel me? I just couldn't look in the mirror no more. Like, my nuts just got bigger. You dig? I hated being on call. I hated a nigga telling me, who never hooped before, that I wasn't good enough or I should be playing this role. I'm like, fuck that. But I had so much love for the game at the same time. It was hard for me to just walk away from it. But it just got to the point where I'm looking at myself like, this shit not making me happy. I gotta prove to myself that I'm bigger than ball, and I was real about my career. I always say, like, maybe I thought I was better than I was, but I ain't like the position that the front office was trying to put a nigga in. You feel me? Like, if I ain't gonna start, nigga, I need to be 6 or 7 man. I need to be able to have the ball in my hands. I don't give a fuck what a nigga say, dog. Don't no nigga wanna come and hoop and just stand around in the corner and not be involved. I'm just the one who was like, fuck that shit, I'm out. And I did it, and I was out. Don't try this shit at home, nigga. Don't think you can do this, though. Don't you think you can do this, nigga. You better study the blueprint a little more, nigga. And then ask me some questions about how I did it, but don't just try to jump off the porch like that.
Tell me this, man. I was just to piggyback off that. On Twitter, you said lifestyle got bigger after sports. Not many can say that.
Period. You feel me? But on some real shit, niggas be going broke. You know what I mean? You know the story they be trying to haunt niggas with. 80% of hoop niggas go broke after they retire. I looked all that shit in the face like, whatever, nigga. Soon as I made my decision, like, I'm done with hooping, a story about Van Baker came out. That nigga was working at Starbucks and shit. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. I ain't Van Baker, nigga. No disrespect to that nigga, but we ain't cut the same. You working, that's your choice, you know? No disrespect. No disrespect to any past athlete who fell on hard times or whatever, but I don't believe in that shit. I don't believe on hard times and none of that shit. I believe, like, whatever we got in our life is for us. You dig what I mean? Shit ain't just always gonna be smooth, but we shouldn't want that anyway. Like, I don't want no stress-free life, nigga. I want a life full of stress, because that's how I know I'm winning. That's how I know I'm pushing myself to, you know, to the max. If I'm too comfortable and shit, I gotta go out and do some crazy shit. I gotta do something that scare me and make my hands a little sweaty every day. Because I got so much luxury around me, my nigga. I gotta make sure I'm still on my shit. I gotta make sure I'm still a killer. That's that balance of being a hood nigga, and then you make it, and now you living in a castle. You gotta still be able to be gangster. You still gotta be able to, you feel me, eat off the floor and shit, if you got to.
Tell me this, man. I was watching a blog about you, man. You was talking about how money is like energy. You know what I'm saying? If you're scared to not spend it, or if you're scared to lose it, you eventually lose it. Like, tell me about that, and how did you learn about that?
Man, money literacy, man. I spend a lot of my life learning finances and learning the history of economics and studying wealth. Like, my idol used to be like Michael Jordan and Penny. Like, now my idol is like Rockefeller. Like, how the fuck did he create this system where he created a seven generations of wealth. It's knowledge. A lot of times if you don't know something, nigga, all you gotta do is read it. So my money literacy came from being an adult and starting to become knowledgeable about money. You dig? Nobody taught me shit. We don't know shit about money coming up. Nothing, nigga. I was just telling my niggas earlier, like, dog, every time a nigga gets some income, he needs to put 40% of it somewhere. You know what I mean? 20% here, 20% here. It depends, even 50%. But we just taught to spend. We don't know shit about investing. Like, think about it, nigga, when you was growing up, you probably never knew what an investment was. You never knew what a profit margin was. You never knew what a return on investment was. And me too. And that's a lot of niggas. And that's why that nigga working at Starbucks, that's why niggas be falling on hard times looking weak. Because they don't know shit about money and how to sustain it. And number two, niggas is like victims. You know, I ain't never gonna be like that. Like, I ain't no victim. If my career ain't going right, nigga, I gotta change something. If my money ain't right, I gotta get more. You dig?
Yes, sir, I do. Tell me this, man. Tell me about the DCTG.
Yeah.
Cheat the grind. Tell me about that, bro.
Nigga, you live it right now. You live it right now. You can apply it anywhere, dog. Don't cheat the grind. That mean exactly what it say. The grind is the reward. You dig? So you gonna get your reward, but you gotta go through the shit to be able to get it. You know what I'm saying? And that's also symbolic to having a vision. Because if you don't have a vision, you can't even see what's in front of you, my nigga. You gotta be able to sustain that vision so you can get to where you're trying to go. And if you don't cheat the grind, you're gonna get there. And it just become like a worldly movement. And it's just become a thing that niggas live by. And I'm happy because success comes from that. It's like an equation. DCTG is like an equation, nigga. You follow that equation and you get to that answer after that equal sign, you gonna win. And whatever you trying to do, you just gotta stick with that shit. And it's an attitude. The attitude behind it is like, dog, we gonna get this shit no matter what, nigga. No matter what, we gonna get this shit. I don't give a fuck what happened. I don't give a fuck what happened next week. We got an end goal. We ain't cheating the ground. We gonna get to that end goal. And it turned into companies too, you dig? Like it turned into companies. It turned into my management company. It turned into fashion. You know what I mean? That's another like tribute to don't cheat the grind. Like when you don't cheat it, shit start happening. Like, damn, I got an idea. You know what I mean? Like I'm thinking about what the fuck I'm trying to do every day. Shit gonna start popping. See right television, come on. Nigga, you already know.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. So you got the management, the sports,
Trap sports.
What else we got?
We got my foundation.
The foundation, that's in Memphis, right?
Yeah. So the foundation, we just want to send motherfuckers to school. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of inner city kids, and when I say inner city, it's not just like based on color. It's poor motherfuckers who Hispanic, you know, Black Americans, European Americans, but they don't have an opportunity to go to college. So a lot of this is just like me using my platform and using my connections to give back, because philanthropy is a big part of wealth. You got to be able to, you have to give back. You know what I'm saying? And that's a part of the energy behind money. When you give, you receive. We here to give at the end of the day. We here to serve, whether it's knowledge, whether it's financially. We here to help motherfuckers. We here to help people that we can. So philanthropy is just big part of like wealth for me. It's a big part of my portfolio, and it's a big part of my vision of family wealth. And that's just really me taking after the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds. You feel me? The JP Morgans. They understand how important philanthropy is, because it's not just about giving, it's also about the connections you make when you're in that philanthropic world.